Number 10, Girl with a Pearl Earring. This film, adapted from a work of fiction by author Tracy Chevalier, tells a story about the events surrounding the creation of the painting Girl with a Pearl Earring by 17th-century Dutch master Johannes Vermeer. Little is known about the girl in the painting. It is speculated that she was a maid who lived in the house of the painter along with his family and other servants, though there is no historical evidence. This masterful film attempts to recreate the mysterious girl's life. Number 9, Vicky, Cristina, Barcelona. Sexually adventurous Cristina and her friend Vicky, who is bright but cautious, holiday in Barcelona, where they meet the celebrated and wholly seductive painter, Juan Antonio. Vicky is not about to dive into a sexual adventure, being committed to her forthcoming marriage. But Cristina is immediately captivated by Juan Antonio's free spirit, and his romantic allure is enhanced when she hears the delicious details of his divorce from fellow artist, the tempestuous Maria Elena. Number 8, A Love Song for Bobby Long. A young woman, Pussy, learns that her estranged mother has died in New Orleans. She returns to her mother's house to discover that it is inhabited by two men, one an aging alcoholic, Bobby Long. Number 7, Ghost World. Enid and Rebecca, after they finish the high school, both have problems relating to people, and they spend their time hanging around and bothering creeps. When they meet Seymour, who is a social outsider who loves to collect old 78 records, Enid's life will change forever. Number 6, Match Point. From a humble background and with traditional values, Irish Chris Wilton is still struggling financially despite being a recently retired high-ranked tennis pro. He has taken a job as a tennis instructor at an upscale London tennis club. Although he knows there is a better life for him somewhere down the road, he is befriended by one of his students, wealthy Tom Hewitt. Chris starts to date Tom's sister, Chloe Hewitt, a girl next door type who is immediately attracted to Chris. Chloe quickly knows she wants to marry Chris, and through her businessman father, Alec Hewitt, tries to help Chris and their future by getting him an executive job in Alec's company. In his life with the Hewitts, Chris begins to enjoy the finer things in life. Through it all, however, thinking about Nola Rice, a struggling American actress who he meets at the Hewitt estate, and who is Tom's unofficial fiancée. Nola is vivacious, and she knows the effect she has on men, including Chris. Number 5, Lost in Translation. Middle-aged American movie star Bob Harris is in Tokyo to film a personal endorsement Suntory whiskey ad solely for the Japanese market. He is past his movie star prime, but his name and image still have enough cachet for him to have gotten this lucrative $2 million job. He has an unsatisfying home life, where his wife Lydia follows him wherever he goes in the form of messages and faxes for him to deal with the minutiae of their everyday lives, while she stays at home to look after their kids. Staying at the same upscale hotel is fellow American, 20-something recent Yale philosophy graduate Charlotte, her husband John, an entertainment still photographer, who is on assignment in Japan. As such, she is largely left to her own devices in the city, especially when his job takes him out of Tokyo. Both Bob and Charlotte are feeling lost by their current situations, which are not helped by the cultural barriers they feel in Tokyo. Those cultural barriers extending far beyond just not knowing the language. After a few chance encounters in the hotel, they end up spending much of their time hanging out together, each helping the other deal with their feelings of loss in their current lives. The friendship that develops between the two, which is not always a bumpy free one, may be just for this specific place and time, but it may also have long-lasting implications. Number 4, Jojo Rabbit. A World War II satire that follows a lonely German boy named Jojo, whose worldview is turned upside down when he discovers his single mother is hiding a young Jewish girl in their attic, aided only by his idiotic imaginary friend, Adolf Hitler. Jojo must confront his blind nationalism. Number 3, Marriage Story. Marriage Story tells the story of a married couple's divorce, which stretches from New York to Los Angeles. Charlie, a director, and Nicole, an actor, are a couple at the end of their marriage. Although they initially think they can easily end the divorce, things do not go as they expect. When custody of their children becomes an issue, the process becomes more complex than they thought, as the couple tries to move in different directions in different cities. things escalate. While Charlie wants to stay in New York to continue his projects, Nicole plans to live in Los Angeles for a TV series she has joined the cast of. Long-buried resentment surfaces during the increasingly aggressive divorce process. Number 2. Her. Theodore is a lonely man in the final stages of his divorce. When he's not working as a letter writer, his downtime is spent playing video games and occasionally hanging out with friends. He decides to purchase the new OS1, which is advertised as the world's first artificially intelligent operating system. It's not just an operating system, it's a consciousness. The ad states. Theodore quickly finds himself drawn in with Samantha, the voice behind his OS1. As they start spending time together, they grow closer and eventually find themselves in love. Having fallen in love with his OS, Theodore finds himself dealing with feelings of both great joy and doubt. As an OS, Samantha has powerful intelligence that she uses to help Theodore in ways others hadn't. But how does she help him deal with his inner conflict of being in love with an OS? Number 1. The Prestige. In the end of the 19th century, in London, Robert Angier, his beloved wife Julia McCullough, and Alfred Borden are friends and assistants of a magician. When Julia accidentally dies during a performance, Robert blames Alfred for her death, and they become enemies. Both become famous and rival magicians, sabotaging the performance of the other on the stage. When Alfred performs a successful trick, Robert becomes obsessed, trying to disclose the secret of his competitor, with tragic consequences. Thank you so much for watching our video. We are grateful for your support and appreciate your time. We hope you enjoyed the content and look forward to bringing you more in the future. Thank you again for your support.